Hey, Mike Kahn here with Do Good Leadership Labs, and I am so excited to spend a few minutes with you here today. I want to just let you know what it is that we do with the Do Good Leadership Labs so you, as parents and guardians, will know what's happening with your students, what they're being taught, why they're being taught those things by me and my team. I just wanted to take a few minutes and go over that with you. The first thing I want you to know is I'm for you. I think you're fantastic. I don't think you're perfect. I'm not perfect either. That's the wrong goal. I say this to the students all the time. It's great to know that someone is for you, and I absolutely am for you. Our team is absolutely for you. I believe for is one of the most powerful three-letter words in the English language, and it's one that most people are forfeiting. It's easier to be known by what you're against than to be known by who you're for. And I want to be known by who I'm for. I refuse to be known by what I'm against. And so I think it's an important thing for us to start there. The whole reason why we're doing this is because we are for you. Our vision is simple. We don't want to just see people. We want to help people feel seen and feel valued in all the best ways, online and off. No matter where we go, no matter what school we're with, that's our chief objective. What is our mission? We help students K through 12 navigate their social emotional learning and growth. Very simply, we help students navigate their social emotional issues, not better than teachers in conjunction with the teachers. It's not like we've come down from the mountain and we have all the answers. That's not it at all. We just want to help them reinforce the great decisions that they're making and help equip them to make even better decisions. As of yesterday, we finished session 800. Actually, we finished the day at 8:01. And I'm so excited about this because in September of 2016, that's when we launched the Leadership Labs. And the whole idea at that point was just to get through one, just not to die. I mean, we just wanted to go in and help students however we could. And it's grown year after year after year. And yesterday we really did finish session number 801 at the end of the day. And the great news is we're just getting started. And people say that all the time. I know that's true. It's also true with us. Our goal is not 804, so we got one more week left. That's not it. Our goal is at least 10,000 sessions. And we do those through assemblies. We do them sometimes, we'll do them where we're in classrooms. A lot of times we'll do them with leadership teams. I also work with, we work with the sporting teams, football, basketball, baseball, softball, whoever will invite us in to come and encourage their students. We're absolutely open for that. And we call it Do Good Leadership Labs because I fundamentally believe everybody can do good, but nobody can do the good you can do the way you can do it. That doesn't mean you only do good, but you and I mean, we've got opposable thumbs and we do stuff, but nobody can do the good we can do the way we do it. And even that's true after a kid gets out of ISI or in school suspension, or they come back from suspension, or they come back from the principal's office, or they get in trouble for something. Just because we do something wrong doesn't mean we're defined by our most recent mistake or failure. In fact, that's the time where we need the reassurance the most that we still have some good to do. So that's the reason why we built this whole system, this whole program around this one idea that everybody can do good, but nobody can do the good you can do the way you can do it. And I also believe the best place to make a difference in every single town is the local school. And it's not because they're broken, not because they don't know what they're doing, but because of the difference they're already making. This is such a big deal, especially in 2022. I mean, you have people, seems like at every turn, that are trying to at least slow the process or make it more difficult for schools to do what they're built to do, what they're supposed to do. And I just believe that in every single community, the local schools are already making a tremendous difference. And so we want to come in and we just want to partner with them and walk with them through this big difference that they're already making. We've got several different ways you can find out what we do and you can see more about what we do. We've got our website, which is dogoodleadershiplabs.com. We've got a YouTube channel and a podcast, and you're either watching this on one or you're listening to this on one, right? So wherever you go to YouTube and on podcasts to listen to the things you want to listen to, I encourage you to do that and just search Do Good Leadership Labs. And of course, we've got the number here at the bottom where you can call or text anytime. That number is 580-952-9229. Now, all of our messages, most of our messages are also going to be on the YouTube channel, and they're also going to be on the podcast. So wherever you're listening from, know that you have some options. We'll typically launch the audio version of the podcast before we upload the video to YouTube, just so you know that's our typical process. But we do that so you can hear what's going on, you can see what's going on. When we do these podcasts, these interviews, these conversations, I love getting to do that with some students and teachers, and really you get a chance to see their face when they're talking about this really cool thing that they're really excited about. So that's one of the big reasons we do it on both platforms. Our curriculum is very simple. We've got 3 main buckets we teach from, and on every main bucket, we've got about 7 to 8 different bullet points that we teach from. So we've got a plethora of different talks that we give, and of course, we customize it for every age group. The talk we give on third graders is not the same talk we give to juniors and seniors in high school. The first bucket is cultivate culture. Culture is simply the way we do what we do and the way we allow it to be done. And cultivate's a farming term. It means control what you can control. Bucket number 2 is choose to collaborate. That's a kind of a big way of saying learning how to work together. And then a lot of times with adults, hey, we need a little refresher on that as well. We've got, again, about 7 to 8 different subtopics to go underneath that one. And then servant leadership. If you're not a servant leader, you're just ultimately bossing people around, and people won't stand for that as a student or as a grown-up. So it's really about the influence that you have as a servant leader, not just someone who's bossing people around. And then we have this bonus bucket. It's a dream, and man, I'm so excited about this one because I remember that my the first Apple computer was built by Steve Jobs in his garage the year I was born. But he never dreamed that in 2007 we would all have 1,000 songs in our pocket through the iPhone. He never, I don't know at what point he started to dream that, but I'm fairly certain it wasn't in his garage the year I was born. So I wonder when that dream started happening. I mean, we know about Martin Luther King Jr. and the dream that he had, the dream that he lived for and ultimately died for. I wonder what kind of dreams your students are going to have in the next 3, 5, 10 years from now, and what they're having right now of the difference they can make and the people they can become. And I also wonder about every president who's ever been sworn in, every president of the United States who's ever been sworn in. At some point, they had to decide, I think I could become the leader of the free world. Really, this whole program started because of a podcast interview that I heard with a gentleman named Seth Godin in the summer of 2016. And Seth was talking about, there's a new book that he had. It's called What to Do When It's Your Turn, and It's Always Your Turn. And that conversation really inspired me. I purchased the book. Then I purchased another dozen copies to give out to some friends. But there is this one question in the book that really prompted me to launch these Do Good Leadership Labs. And it was this quote. It said, it was this question. Tell us your truth, the world as you see it and as you wish it to be. And the world as I saw it, I heard a lot of grown-ups saying, kids these days. And when they'd say kids these days, they'd have lots of things to say about kids these days. But most of it wasn't flattering. Most of it wasn't encouraging. It was, they're always on their phone. It was, they're disrespectful. They've never had to work for anything in their life. They get everything handed to them, and so on and so on and so on. And this really bothered me when I heard people saying kids these days. I just really believe they didn't know much about kids these days. And so I started doing these sessions in schools, and I would ask the students, I asked them this week too, when you hear people say kids these days, what do you think they say to finish the sentence or finish their statement? And it happens like clockwork. Every time we'll go about 10, 15 max. So we'll take 10 to 15 answers max in the sessions. And we'll write them on the board on giant sticky notes or whatever. And a lot of times they're always on their phone. They talk too much. They don't ever listen. They're disrespectful. They don't know how to work. They never go outside. And all this list of things that none of it sounds really encouraging. And so we'll make this list, and then I'll say, now this list is not 100% true. And I'll smile and lean in and say, but it's also not 0% true, right? And so we'll have a conversation about the items on the list. And then we'll look at ways where we can try to flip that around, try to reframe it with an opportunity instead of this is what we're doing wrong or what we always do or we default to or what we're known for. And we flip it around and see what does this make possible? Now, what kind of opportunity do my name is Mike. I speak for a living. Now, what kind of opportunity do we have to change the narrative and to really change the way that kids these days are seen? And that's what we spend a lot of our time talking about. And yes, we go through those three buckets and we talk about social media. We talk about all kinds of different things, how to navigate that. I mean, growing up as a kid, I didn't have social media to navigate. I also didn't have vaping. So whenever I had some frustrations or some disappointments, some unmet expectations, I had to figure out ways to deal with it. Now, don't get me wrong, there's lots of trouble to get into. But one of the things that I really am compelled to do with this program is to walk with your students and help them see that we are for them. So my business, I actually have a couple of different audiences with my business. We always start in the local school. The whole business is called Mike Kahn Coaching and Consulting. And we start in the school, and you've heard about Do Good Leadership Labs today. We also have a branch called the People Lab, and that's where we partner with chambers of commerce and local businesses, and we solve the problem of division and disunity in the workplace. And we do that by partnering with organizations to move their team members to becoming teammates. And we do that by addressing 4 key topics every time: communication and culture, execution and teamwork, leadership and supervision, and personal development and growth. And so we take those ideas and we partner with chambers of commerce, we partner with local businesses, and then you see the 4 teachers logo here in the middle. We've also taken that framework for the People Lab and we've addressed it, we've customized it for teachers, for administrators, for the faculty of the school. And we solve the problem of division and disunity in the education workplace. And so this is a big part of what we do. All of these things, kind of like in that movie, Finding Nemo, all drains lead to the ocean. Like everything that we do, we try to help people feel seen and feel valued. And so if there's any way that we can serve you or any way that you have questions now that you know who it is that's partnering with your school, that's partnering with you for your students, we're investing in you and we're trying to partner with the parents and guardians, not just talk to the students. And the reason why is because we want to equip you to continue the conversation at home that we started in the sessions at school. So you can reach out to us a number of ways, as you can see there on the screen. The dogoodleadershiplabs.com is a great way to do that. You can send me a text or give me a call anytime on our business line there at 580-952-9229. Of course, you can go to MikeKahnCoaching.com. I mean, we're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Just search for Do Good Leadership Labs or the People Lab, and you'll find us. I just want you to know that we're here for you. And we want to partner with you and really help you and help your students and help the teachers in your school district really to leverage the influence that they have for a maximum impact in your community. So we will have videos like this quite a bit that just tell you what we're talking about. And if we can serve you in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much. We'll talk again soon. Have a great day. Do good.